Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is Annie 235, and this is Module 8. And the first thing we should do is we need to prep our model. So I'm going to get rid of the body for a second, and let's look at the hair. I think this is really important that we get this set up right. Alright, so the hair, I did hair cards. They were fairly easy to use. I created these myself. I didn't use the Vroid plugin. I wish I would have, but I like to do things myself. I can control them a little bit easier. Even though Vroid is really easy, I find I have to do a lot of different things anyway. So what I ended up doing was curves, and then I extruded the profile along the curve. And this is what I end up getting, and plus it keeps me from having to deal with a lot of other cleanup work. With Vroid, you have a surface underneath, and transparency maps won't work with those surfaces if they're double-sided. Okay, what do I mean by double-sided? Well, let's take this cube for instance, and right now we have a double-sided object, so meaning that if I go in here and squish it down, even though that looks pretty flat, it's still double-sided. Now to get rid of that, I'd have to go in here and delete that face. Now it's not double-sided. Okay, alright, so you have to delete the bottom face because transparency won't work through two surfaces. Okay, so that's about the best way to describe it. And let me go back even further. So let's say we have this object here. What I basically ended up doing was taking the top, sides, and bottom off, and that's basically your hair card. You would just basically go in here and rotate it around, and you move it, the vertices, how you want them. And let's get that, kind of get a different angle here. There we go, so it's a little flatter. There we go. That's basically a hair card, and you could go in here and do it manually if you wanted to. And that's basically what a hair card is, and it's just one-sided. The normals are facing up, okay, and they have to be facing up and out. So if you look at my cards, that's basically what these are, but they're a lot more refined, as you can see. And if I click on ones, go in here, you can see that I can do a control 1, and it is not double-sided anymore. So you can see that I can see one side but not the other. That means I should be able to see through there, and that allows me to put a hair texture on there, okay, as well, and a transparency map or an opacity map that allows you to see through it. And that's basically how that works. You cannot have a double-sided polygon for hair for transparency. It just won't show through. So if you have those issues, you know what you need to do. And you need to do that right away. You don't want to do that after you smooth it. You want to do it when it's in its low poly form. Get all that stuff cleaned up. Because right now this is more of a high poly form. I know it doesn't look like it. This looks more like high poly. But anyway, the lower the resolution, it's easier to get rid of those polygons pretty easily. Okay, so that's it for the hair. I'm going to go back here, and you can see that's what we have. And you get enough hair cards, it'll look really, really decent and look good after you render it. So anyway, so that's prep for the hair. There isn't a whole lot to do. You just got to take the other side off for it to work properly. Okay, that's the end of the video, and I hope to see you in the next video, which is prepping the body in part 1, and shows you how to UV map the body. And I'll see you then.